So what's up guys, Palpy here. Today I have a little guide type of video for you. Yes, it's about Palpatine. If you have been following this channel, you probably have noticed some Palpatine videos dropping every now and then. He has been my main for 6 years or something, and I've never thought of making a guide for him until this point. Battlefront players are probably confused or even laughing that who even needs a guide for him, cause his kit is so easy to understand for everybody. Yet, I still see lots of high-level Palpatines not playing him correctly. There are still some tips you can use to master him. In this video I have included all the basic stuff from his strengths to his weaknesses, and some advanced stuff like his few techs, movement mastering and some valid strategies and some other kind of tips and tricks. I'm pretty confident there are some things most of you don't know about. Okay, breaking down the character. What exactly makes Palpatine a versatile character? It's his ruthless attack. His stamina lasts for 7 seconds approximately with a stamina card on that I highly recommend using. This nearly allows Palpatine to deal 900 damage with only one stamina bar. Palpatine is also capable of hitting multiple targets at the same time, which punishes the enemies if they stay too close to each other, for example hiding in Leia's shield. You can nearly always infiltrate to Leia's shield because you can cast lightning freely through the shield, but it's going to harden up things for the opponents to shoot, because they cannot shoot through the shield, so it's just free damage for you, and just difficult times for them. Also, a pro tip for people that are trying him out. Use both hands at the same time. You almost never ever want to use one hand only, because it doesn't give you any advantage. You're doing less damage when you only use one hand. Also, Palpatine's strengths are he's very great at catching up people that are running away. He drains stamina very quickly, and the way I see him, he's just a blaster character with limited range, but with extreme mobility. This is why I play him all the time. He also has the furthest dodges in the game, making him one of the fastest characters in the game. He can also cast lightning while dodging, which is very strange but very effective. Here you can see the range compared to lightsaber hero dodges. Even though Palpatine can be very dangerous and irritating character to verse, he is very easy to counter. So what are Palpatine's weaknesses? He doesn't have any defense, no blocking capability, and his abilities aren't really helpful if you are in danger. They are predictable and easy to counter and punish. Anakin, Luke and Yoda are also very effective counters. Anakin, because he can combo you with the full dominance. Luke, because he can combo you to walls and hit you before you can even move. And Yoda's stamina you just cannot drain at all. His abilities are also easy to misplay. Chain lightning can be shot to a wall, causing you to waste it if you aren't aware. Electrocute is actually quite easy to waste if you don't have its range in your muscle memory. Also, its animation can get you killed if the enemy is aware that you might try using it and then dodges or blocks it. You can also use it in wrong places. And Dark Aura can get you killed easily since its long activation animation keeps you immobilized for 2 seconds. Also, Palpatine falls very slowly to the ground after the jumps, so you're very easy to shoot or use force powers too. Palpatine also has very limited range in his lightning, and I always recommend you using the extra range card for his lightning, as their reach goes so far with that. Because of his limited range, good blaster heroes will always destroy him no problem if they hit all the shots. And Palpatine must get really close to them so he has more difficult time and won't make enough damage to kill them. As I told before, Palpatine has the best dodge in the game because it's double the length of other characters if you dodge forward. What if you wanna dodge sideways or backwards, you may ask? This is where you flick your camera first to that direction and dodge, so your character's face is facing to that direction, and this is why you always get the forward dodge. This is the best strategy to keep up your momentum. His sideway and backward dodges are the same length as other lightsaber character dodges, so this is the reason 90% of your dodging should be forward dodges to gain the distance to the enemies. Because of the jumping and dodging, Palpatine has one of the best mobilities in the game. There are still ways to use your jumping correctly and incorrectly. First, we want to focus on that you aren't too long in the air. A good method to train jumping is to use minimal jumps onto the props so you aren't in the air for too long. Extra time in the air makes you very vulnerable. This isn't very hard, but try to keep in mind that don't jump too much. To play Palpatine aggressively, you want to have your line of sight to the enemies all the time and just keep casting lightning all the time. If there's any props on the way, you want to use the minimal jumps to position yourself to get the angle over them, or you can just cast the lightning from other safe place. The props are your biggest friend when playing Palpatine, as they give you cover and can harden up things for the lightsaber hero so they cannot hit you easily. Palpatine is like hit and run character, so you can just peek it from everywhere and just keep casting the lightning, while maintaining your momentum, of course, with dodges and jumping. One thing that is good in Palpatine's falling is that you can sometimes use it as an escape. You cannot do this with other characters in the game. Now let's talk about Palpatine's melee. Palpatine has extremely good melee attack, dealing 90 damage instead of 50 that nearly every blaster heroes deal. He is still capable of dealing double damage with his melee, dealing 180 damage. This is simply performed by using your melee from very last pixel where it connects to your opponent. There is no reason why this happens, but it's just some bad coding. You can double melee with Boba Fett as well. Palpatine shouldn't really almost ever use his melee, but there's a couple of moments where the melee can really shine. I'll show you. There's one fun thing you can do with Palpatine that you shouldn't try often. When you get the dodge distance in your muscle memory, you can dodge just right behind someone and melee them. This only works against low sensitivity players or lightsaber heroes that are low on stamina because they might be blocking. This tech allows you to pass some nice damage to your lightsaber opponents with a simple trick. Sometimes when your opponents can be such block holders, there's one trick that can cause them to hit and whiff, and during their animation you can cast chain lightning to them to deal nice 120 damage. Opening tech. It is simply done by dodging towards the enemy, and then forward dodging away, and then if they try to hit you and they whiffed, you can cast chain lightning to that to deal that nice damage. You will be surprised how often this works, because the enemies always get confused when Palpatine dodges towards them. Opening tech. This is something I recently discovered and it's very funny trick to use. You can basically melee enemies across 15 meters with Palpatine. This is simply done by going very close to the enemies, jumping away, and split second later holding your melee button until you fall on the ground, and Palpatine will lunge at them with the melee. You can also curve with this around corners, like you will do with Grievous's Thrust Surge. But this is very buggy and doesn't connect all the time. Here you see the bamboozle tech in action where I pull it off to normal players. Bamboozle tech. Keep in mind this tech can still be countered very easily if somebody uses the force on you or you just get shot at. It's not going to be very fun for you. None of these techs are strong but very fun tricks to use. Bamboozle again. Palpatine's abilities are quite simple but have moments where they truly shine. Chain lightning hits multiple targets and deals 120 damage. Don't be afraid of using this to a single enemy because it nearly does as much damage as a lightsaber hit. Usually it's best to wait until a blaster hero has dodged, so you don't waste it, or you can use it to lightsaber heroes when they aren't blocking. Don't waste it to their block because it doesn't do anything, and doesn't even drain any stamina nearly. When you see a big group of enemies together, just use it and hope it hit multiple targets. You can also ricochet to hiding enemies behind cover from their teammate, of course. You can see I tried to hit both Solo and Leia with it, but Leia dodged, so I hit Solo with the chain lightning. Dark Aura is an area that damages enemies around you and lasts for 5 to 6 seconds approximately. Usually you don't wanna waste it for a single enemy, because Dark Aura has one of the longest cooldowns in the game. But you want to use it for a single target if they're regenerating their HP, so you can interrupt it with it. The ability is a great one to finish enemies through the lightsaber block, because they cannot escape it if they cannot push you away. So every time you see a blocking lightsaber hero that is low HP, just activate Dark Aura and go after him. Electrocute is an ability that stuns the enemies for 2 seconds within its radius. The best time to use it is when the enemies haven't seen you yet, so they probably don't block it or dodge it. You can also flick your camera 180 degrees and use it to enemies that are chasing you if you really must. You can also combo this ability with Vader's choke like this. The Eternal skin is better than the default skin for Palpatine, as it's very glitchy looking when players see it from afar. It looks like his hitbox is smaller in his head, so people might miss shots on you. Just my preference, use whichever skin you like. Half of Palpatine's cards are actually useless, and I've seen lots of high-level players using those trash cards. I've ranked all of the cards from the worst to the best, so you know what to pick. At number 9 we have Surge of Lightning, because the maximum amount of chain lightning targets is 6 if I remember correctly. In 4 vs 4 this doesn't do anything. At number 8 we have Prime Electrocution. This card isn't very good for HVV since you are probably getting the 3 stuns with one usage once per 30 matches. I would like to like this card, but the requirement is too high. At number 7 spot we have the Rule of 2. What do I have to say about this card? This card is an ass and won't help you nearly at all. Electrocute stun lasts for 2 seconds and you cannot even guarantee the stun. The damage boost from the card is like 30 extra damage, which isn't anything, so you never want to use this card, at least without the Prime Electrocution card. I see lots of people using this and I don't even know why. You don't get nearly any value from this. Very funny that this is Palpatine's one of the most popular cards to use. At number 6 spot we have Growing Darkness. Nothing wrong actually to have a larger Dark Aura radius, especially if lots of enemies are inside of it. But since Dark Aura was nerfed years ago and doesn't slow down enemies, this doesn't really do that much. It's kind of a weak card. At number 5 spot we have Amplified Aura. This card is actually glitched and will instantly apply the damage boost. This card is a great choice if you want to finish low HP lightsaber heroes that are blocking and trying to get away. At number 4 we have Forked Lightning. I feel like this card is very underrated, because Electrocute's default radius is so small, this card actually boosts it significantly. It feels more like 50% instead of 20%. You can actually stun enemies from so far with this card and the enemies sometimes don't even expect it at all. And without this, Electrocute is a very weak ability. At the 3rd spot we have Show No Mercy. Chain Lightning is your best ability, and if you hit the minimum amount of 2 players with it, you have its cooldown reduced. Also, when you master your movement, you're basically never going to die with Palpatine, and that's why the penalty in this card won't do anything. At the 2nd place we have In Full Control. With this card you rarely run out of stamina and can pressure a lot. It's as simple as that. And at the number 1 spot we have Lightning Reach. Palpatine uses his lightning all the time, and with this it reaches so far. Players cannot even run away and you can keep your distance when you have this card. Blaster heroes usually want to keep their distance to you so they can shoot you easily and you couldn't cast your lightning to them easily. But with this card on, you can just do it no problem. And the very last thing I want to show you is that Palpatine cannot reach with his lightning if he's too close to the enemies. This isn't a valid strategy, but if you have low HP or something with a blaster character and Palpatine is for some reason not keeping his distance, you can go onto his face and he cannot even hit you. Before this match I had just woken up and this was the first match of the day. This wasn't peak gameplay, but you can still understand the idea behind my thoughts. In the beginning I tried to go to the front line with Kylo, and then Anakin just ambushes me. I tried to keep my distance and then used the electrocute to stun them. Didn't notice Phasma's bot there. And here we can see Anakin gets pretty low, so I activate my Dark Aura and try to finish him, but Phasma does it for me. Here we're jumping a little bit, trying to get the position to deal some nice chain lightning to the blaster heroes. And then I noticed they have put the shield down there, which we can freely infiltrate. I can get some nice position on the MTT, and then Leia shoots me, so I go to the shield, and then I try to harass Leia. And Leia actually doesn't know about this, but she keeps putting the shield down, which is very dumb idea to do, and I can just finish her easily. Then I notice my teammate is dead, so I'm here with Anakin. I notice he uses the pull on me, so I try to go away, because I don't have any cover in this open area. I try to bait him to fall down, so I can use the chain lightning freely to him. And now I know Anakin should have the pull, so I try to dodge to the safety. Here we activate Dark Aura in the safety, so we don't get killed to its animation. Peeking a little bit through the boxes, and because there's Luke, I didn't recognize for some reason. He combos me to the wall and I die for the first time. This is the distance you want to keep all the time, Palpatine. I can just barely hit Leia and Luke with my lightnings from here. The reason I do these spins and zigzag movements is that when I keep falling, I'm a little bit harder to hit when I'm doing those little 360 spins, especially with the Eternal skin, because my head keeps glitching all the time. Here I'm actually kind of screwed, because I don't have stamina, Anakin is not going to die, and Leia is coming with rapid fire. I'm using the smoke, black smoke, at the MTT to make my disappearance. We don't want to be in the open with the blaster character, because we are going to get melted. Especially with this HP. Here I position myself going inside, so if Anakin is using the force on me, I'm not going to fly anywhere. Don't ask about this, I don't know what was going in my head. Lando doesn't see us, so we can use the chain lightning freely onto him. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention. A very good method to waste stunning abilities from the enemies, like Lando's shock or Chewie's shock, is to jump. Lando wasted that shock there because I jumped in the air. Here I'm not seeing the Luke, so I go on the prop. And then I just position myself where I'm safe. But Luke is fighting Kylo anyway, so I don't have any danger here. And I notice Luke is pretty much dead, so I'm trying to push that with the Dark Aura and I successfully kill him. Here I wasn't aware that Leia was going around the corner, so I shot my chain lightning to the wall. Pretty bad gameplay there. Could have used my distance better, but I was trying to loop the box. And then we see again they have put the shield here, so I'm just chilling here, waiting if they get close. And Solo is coming, I'm waiting for the shoulder. The shoulder comes from the other side that I didn't expect. And then I just move away. Because they are in the shield. I cannot be in the shield at the same time, because if they're too close, I cannot hit them with the lightning. There's some nice electrocution. Because they are focused on Vader, I can just use electrocute to them, and they both got stunned. Also, whenever you can, try to go behind your lightsaber teammates, because you can just shoot freely through them. I mean, not shoot, cast lightning. You get the idea. For some reason, Chewie is just ignoring me. Here you can see Leia's having rapid fire, so you really want to keep your distance. You don't want to get close to the rapid. You're going to die 100% if Leia is targeting you. Trying to be as unpredictable as I can, but Luke just keeps holding the block. Didn't fall for the electrocute there. Luke was on the ground and I was on the box, so the Dark Ore activation was pretty free for me. And there's lots of enemies at this area, so I activated that. Here you can see how I ignore Yoda. I don't get any value from feeding shock to Yoda's block. Trying to cut the line of sight to Anakin so they cannot lunge at me. Leia's actually pretty low there, but because of all that smoke I lost her actually. I had no idea where she went. She probably went to that little corridor area there or something. But then she was just here. She probably corner juked me or something. I don't know. Here we can see Luke is pretty low, so I'm trying to create this kill with the Dark Aura, and then I get pulled and I'm laying on the ground and cannot even recover before they can hit me multiple times. Staying at the max distance, and I see Anakin is pretty much dead. I try to push that with the Dark Aura, but then Yoda or someone, yes it was Yoda gave him the health and he didn't die in time, so I fled. And just like that, the match is over. Didn't even have to try really. These are the usual stats you get when you play with Palpatine. Actually a little bit less deaths. 4 deaths with Palpatine is not ideal. It should be like 3-2 or something. But the 17k score tells you that I did lots of damage during the match. Here is everything you really need to know about him. Palpatine can be a dangerous character if he's never caught, and my plan was to improve you to be one with this video. You can already be comfortable with your own gameplay, but these are the tips and tricks that help me to play him aggressively and efficiently. The most important things you have to remember when playing as him. 1. Keep your distance. Always cast lightning from the max range. 2. You are the most vulnerable in the air. 3. Literally spam the dodging as you can cast lightning during them. 4. Palpatine is a strong character, but not a frontline hero. 5. Remember to have fun. When you can keep your distance and master the movement, they're never going to catch you. You can either love Palpatine or hate him. Personally, he is probably the most fun character I've ever played in video games like this, and you can tell it from my gamer tag as well. I really hope you enjoyed this video, as this kind of high detail showcase guides are a passion for me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.
Pulli. Ei tuu. Oikeesti sä lähit haastaa mua full HP:ltä, kun mä olin 200 HP, sä kuolet mulle.